Guys, Jump.net. Today I'm doing a little bit of a project. I'm going to see if I can't get an Xbox One and an Xbox 360 into one laptop console. It'd be kind of cool since it's not backwards compatible to be able to play both games. So I figured why not do it and document the process and show you guys what I'm going to do. Here's a screen, 2 Xboxes, 2 power supplies. I'm hoping that I can just use one power supply to power both Xboxes. Looks like the Xbox One has like a 17 amp to 20 amp power supply, while the 360 is only about like 12 or 13 amps, I believe. So I should be able to use just the Xbox One power supply, and then that's how you'll switch between the two units, just to switch that all. I'm hoping just switch the ground between the Xbox One or Xbox 360, so that'll allow you just to power either one of them up. And the HDMI splitter will be able to automatically detect which input is active and put it to the screen. So I'm going to start building this, design it, guys, and see what we come up with. Right now I have both the Xboxes apart and put them inside this. This is actually one of the XBOOK One casings. The new one for this XBOOK Duo is going to be a little taller. But I just want to get this in here because it's going to be the same width and height, width and length. So I wanted to see how it all fits. And here we go. If you look down here, here's an Xbox 360 with all its parts, and also here's an Xbox One motherboard with all of its parts. This board here for the Xbox One's going to go in here. This is the kind of like the wireless board. The one for the 360 laying around here somewhere. Here it is. This is also going to go in here around in this general area. The power supply. So how I realized this, I can't switch the ground off and on between them, but it has the yellow is 12 volts and the red is 5. If I use a double pole, double throw switch, I'll be able to switch between which Xbox gets the 12 volts and 5 volts, which would then let you only power one at a time. It'll never overheat and never overpower it. That also can go right in here. If you take a look down here, the power brick will go there. Then these boards are for the LCD, the power inverter. Those are going to go in this general area here. Again, it's going to be taller. Along with, here's an HDMI. This is an HDMI switch, so it detects which Xbox is on and sends it to the television. That will be able to fit in this general area. Run around the back. I'll take these out of the way. This will actually run around the back around here, where the splitter is going to go, so you can still do HDMI out. So that'll go to the input here. This is a splitter, which will go down, then wrap around, and then you have 2 HDMI cables coming here, one into your LCD in the system, then the other one to your HDMI out. I'm going to design and draw this whole thing up in Illustrator, get some ideas, and then we're going to start laser cutting it and see how it comes. Well, here's the prototype bottom for all the screw holes for the 2 Xboxes. These are for the X clamps. We'll see how it works. The corners now. Looks like the systems fit pretty good. We're going to throw the corners on so we can get it all measured up. Right now I just use hot glue to get them on there. That's just a good way to hold it, make it be strong, and then the corners do a good job of clamping all the pieces together. Then I can use the acrylic cement, which we'll see later, that'll really make it bond strong. This is kind of just to hold it in place. Alright, so we put on the side panel here. This is the Xbox One side. Trying to get lined up the disk drives right now. Here's the Xbox One disk drive. It's a slot loading drive, so you really have to make sure it's real accurate where your slot is. Luckily, if you take off the piece off the actual Xbox One itself, it has lineup holes, and you can actually glue this piece on. You can see the tabs here. So it's kind of going to clip in like so, and then with this mount, it'll help hold it up. That'll keep that in place. But on this side, as you guys can see over here, the Xbox 360 drive here is going to click in. There's you see these 2 tabs here. It's going to click into these 2 mounts, like so. So that clicks in holds pretty well. And then here's a side piece, and it's actually going to go in like that. So as you can see, it lines up, and then we'll end up gluing this in here a certain way, so it'll open up. That's how we do that. Let me show you how I'm going to glue this together. Piece in, again, this is gluing it. These corner pieces glue all the sides and the bottom all together. That way then I can clamp it together and then use acrylic cement, which we'll get to, I said, in just a few minutes here. So to glue this down, I'm just going to come put some glue here. It's going to go right into place. Like so. So as you can see, it all lines up right once it's in place. And then I'll be able to clamp this up and cement it down. So as you can see, this gap here, which we want to do is we're going to clamp it like so, so the gap goes away. We want it quite even. Both sides. Like so. And then we're going to come in here with some acrylic cement here. It's kind of like acetone. Kind of put it, squirt it in here, not too much. It'll fall into the seams and create a chemical bond. That shouldn't. The same up here. Kind of falls into the seams and chemically bonds it together. It's actually a really quick setting. So it's not really a glue, it's more just like a bond. Chemically, like I said, chemically binds the acrylic together. What if I can say chemically anymore? Chemically. It's a little shocking. Here's a little add-on. I put in the logo, but it's going to be, hopefully when I get some LEDs in it, it's going to be backlit like this. XBOOK Duo. Well, we have the ports in the back, HDMI out. We're also going to do an Ethernet out, which is going to be here. And then the power, which is actually right off the Xbox One power brick, goes to here. But notice, it doesn't want to fit perfect. That's because it has this little edge around it. So we're going to take it over to the grinder and grind that off. You probably wear gloves. Pretty clean. Let's give it a shot. Now it should fit right in here. And snap into place. Boom. Power.
Yeah.
And this is the ring of light. We're extending the plug, as you can see on this one. That's for the 360. We extended the plug so we can put these up towards the top of the XBOOK. So we're just simply wire by wire extending it. That's not the right way to do it. Let's try this again. Wire by wire. We're extending it. And so there's a lot of cables that have to be extended here. This is for the power inverter boards for the LCD. That way we can put them up like, as you can see here, we want them both to fit right about here. I think like that, which will actually give us just enough clearance as you can see. But we need to extend the cable that hooks the power inverter board up to the LCD board. It's just not long enough. Alright guys, it's been quite a few hours before I did an update. As you can see, a lot more has been added since I just got in a roll and I didn't feel like filming. So we're going to try and see what happens here if we boot it up. Right now, there's no switch, but I have it hooked up, so just the one power source is running the Xbox 360. Not the one, but the one's still on. So you can use double pull, double throw switch between them. So if I push the 360 button, which is right here, by the way, this is going to light up a little cool thing. Boom. And let's hope the signal comes on the screen. And there's sound. Holy crap. I didn't think they would do the sound. Wow, okay, that makes me feel good. Now, I'm going to real quick switch this around and try the Xbox One. Alright guys, I just rearranged the wiring for the Xbox One. Let's see if that turns on now. Looks like it actually almost, I think it turned on by itself out there. It does that, it turns on when you place it. I think that's actually a good sign. Let the screen come on, and I kind of push in this general area. Hold. And if the Xbox One comes on the screen, I'm going to go to bed very happy. The fan kicked on. I'm going to go to bed very happy tonight. The XBOOK Duo is actually up and running and working. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's right, guys. An XBOOK One and an Xbook 360, or Xbox One and an Xbox 360 in one laptop unit. Hey guys, it's the next morning. You saw it working last night, which was awesome. So now hopefully we're going to finish it today. I should be in only just a couple hours. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set all this to the side. I'm going to start building the screen assembly. I'm going to show you guys how I do that, and then hopefully piece this whole thing together and finish it off. Alright guys, we have laser cutted all the pieces we need to do the screen assembly and 3D printed corner pieces. We have 4 corner pieces. This is all going to go together to hold the LCD, which is actually over here. Let me grab it. And here's the LCD itself. So, after all these corners and everything build up, this will fit right inside. Kind of the same way we built the main body of the XBOOK is how you're going to build the screen assembly. You start with your back piece. There you go. And we're going to glue all these 4 corners on first. So number 3, it's a solvent cement. I guess that's what it's called officially. This is what we use to actually bond the acrylic to the acrylic. Alright, so best way to apply this stuff is with a syringe. If you don't need a ton of it. And also if you get this on the acrylic, it doesn't really show up on the white very much, but on the black acrylic, if you get like drops of it on, it'll like frost it up, like you'll see like a white spot. Just as it's chemically altering the acrylic. So, and that's pretty hard to get off. One trick is heat. You can use some heat from a butane torch. We'll sometimes clean it up. So anyways, you're basically going to put it inside here, right on the edge. And kind of beat it in. It'll hold this. It sets pretty quick. I'm holding that. I'll actually go ahead and do this side too. And, by the way, I don't know if any of you guys saw on Amazon that they're reselling Surge. That's a taste from the 90s. I used to drink this as a kid. It's probably bad for you, I'm actually sure it is. But I bought a couple of cases, and it's always nice to drink them while working on this stuff, especially with the green. Kind of matches the Xbox colors that we're working on. I like it. You'll find it, it's on Amazon. These are little 3D printed mounts. These things are always being printed. You can see behind me, it's printing all kinds of stuff with these. Got little 3D printers. These are going to hold up the LCD. When I drew the LCD into the CAD, I had this dimension, had these little, as you can see, the little like notch there. So when these are glued in, the LCD will fit perfectly in these notches. But we have to, so it's as simple as gluing in some pieces. Again, hot glue, gotta love it. And these are going to literally just glue down right where I put that in. Just like that, with the notch facing towards the screen, so the screen is something to go onto. Let me go ahead and glue all these down. As you can see, all the parts are here. There's a few more than needed, but that helps, again, keep it all together well. Usually I put the LVDS cable on right now when I make the Xbooks and Playbooks, so it's sticking out and it's all ready to go. The reason I'm not going to is because actually to get the LVDS cable in this XBOOK Duo, it needs to be on there first, so right now I'm just going to kind of put the screen in without any cables coming out, and I'll open up later after it's installed. But as you can see here, it's going to fit in right into these grooves. Kind of pops in nice and tight. So yeah. Boom. Pop, pop, pop. Now that screen is in there quite well. See? Holds it in tight, and then when the bezel goes over it, even more so. To countersink these holes, you guys ever seen a countersink bit? What that's going to allow us to do is use screws like this, so it sits flush with the bezel. Put the best side here. It's pretty simple. As you guys can see, it's a countersunk hole. So then when the screw goes into it, it sits flush compared to sticking out like that. So let's countersink all these. Alright guys, went ahead and put the bezel on here. Screwed it down. Now you can see that is the screen assembly for an XBOOK, Playbook, XBOOK Duo. They all have the exact same screen assembly. Alright, so I just finished installing the switch. It's going to allow you to switch between the Xbox 360 or the Xbox One. The way the switch is going to work is a double pole, double throw switch. So what that allows you to do is you have two different inputs coming in. It allows you to take those inputs and switch either to these two outputs or these two outputs. So that allows us to take, on the Xbox power supply, if you come here, I'll show you. Here's the power supply here. It outputs, we've got grounds, you've got two grounds on it. The blue and then the red and yellow here are 5 volts, and then the yellow is 12 volts. So what I'm doing is I'm coming out of the power supply with 5 and 12. So the column over here and hook in to the switch. So you'll have 5 volts coming into the switch here and 12 volts over here in the middle pin. That's the inputs. Then the outputs will be these two, which will then run all the way over, back over here to, in this case, will be the Xbox One, and then the other two will run to the Xbox 360. So that way, depending on which way you flip the switch, it puts power to either the One or the 360. That way you can never run both at the same time, which will never overload the power supply, also won't overheat the system, hopefully. So I'm going to keep cleaning this up. Guys, we have now gotten the top on, almost. You can see it has a little bit of bow in it. That will go away when the screws go in. But I'm actually having some trouble with something right here, so I'm going to get that fixed. 2 more screws are probably go right here in the front to help hold that down. Other than that, this is officially an Xbox 360 and an Xbox One inside this system. As you can see, there's a slot for the Xbox One. Over here is a slot for the Xbox 360. Well, that doesn't make it a laptop just yet. What it does is the screen that we worked on just a little bit ago. So I'm going to attach the screen to this. This button should not hit the screen. I measured it. Looks like it probably will, but it shouldn't. Let's see here. And when we find out, we can do it. Alright. Pretty heavy duty hinges. Expensive too. They're like $25 a hinge. But they're rated for, I believe these ones are 16 pounds. Each one's rated for 16 pounds to hold up. It kind of holds up and leaves it wherever you placed it. Not so much. It's kind of like the way laptop hinges work. But as you can see here, the holes line up from where we laser cut, which will make these line up. Let me push down on it. Boom. So I'm going to screw these hinges in, and then we should have a screen attached to the XBOOK Duo. Alright, well, we got the hinges on, so now the screen can be opened up. Now it's starting to take form. I went ahead and removed most of the screws, and this last screw on the bezel here. And this off for a second. Now we gotta get the cables, the LCD cables up and plugged into the LCD. So let's pull the LCD off. Remember, this is a custom LVDS cable that we had made for us. Okay, that's back in place. We can put the bezel back on. And then once we get it screwed on, we'll turn it on and see if it works. Alright guys, I believe the XBOOK is completely assembled. Obviously the lid's not on, I think I want to show you guys the internals. But it's working. Both the 360 and Xbox One actually work together in one system, which is unreal. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. We'll boot up the Xbox One first. turn it on, give it some power. It's gonna light up. I'm gonna use the remote just to turn the screen on, just because the buttons are all over here. They don't work that far away right now. Screen's gonna boot up, and then I'm gonna push the power button for the Xbox. Okay. Now this is gonna be an Xbox One, which you guys shouldn't be too unusual for Xbooks. That's normally what you see. Xbox One. We're gonna make this one shot so you guys can tell that I don't switch this out. This is actually gonna be both an Xbox One and an Xbox 360 in one XBOOK. I'll let this boot up first, and then we'll switch over to the 360. Kind of like the Xbox One is on the right side here, and the 360 is on the left. And it's, again, using just one power supply. It's only using the Xbox One power supply to power both the One and the 360, but never both at the same time. You have to switch between the two. They couldn't handle that much power. Okay, so here is the one Xbox One. I apologize. That's working right now. Boom. Xbox One. Okay. All right. I'm done playing Xbox One. Hey, I want to throw down an old game that I really love, but I can't play because Microsoft didn't want to make it work on Xbox One. So we're gonna power down the Xbox One. We're gonna wait a second here. It's got to boot down first before I can switch the power from one to the other, or otherwise the power brick doesn't really like that. Alright, it looks like it's done. Okay, so I'm going to flip the switch here to the 360 side. Okay, now we switch to the 360 side. Alright. Boom. This is now the 360. Xbox 360. It'll be both of them working at the same time. Thank God, it's taken me way too long. Way too many problems to make this. The video makes it seem like it all just works the first time. It did not. So, now we have Xbox 360. Boom. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and power it down, then we're going to get to doing some graphics for it. Do some vinyl on it and finish it off, and then hopefully have a finished product. So, it's an XBOOK. It's an XBOOK Duo, but it's blank. You have no idea you know what to do except for that logo. But we got to put some work on it. So luckily I got a vinyl plotter that cuts the vinyl out and then does it out of different colors. We're going to do the typical Xbox colors, green and black, since it matches the corners and stuff. We're going to put some XBOOK Duo logos on it, Edge Junk logos, stuff like that. So if you come over here, I do all the work in Illustrator. This is what the top's going to look like. You get the air vents here, which are cut on the main XBOOK, as you can see here and up here. Luckily, those are going to fit right in these graphics. We're going to do black and green, the XBOOK Duo here, kind of like an offset logo. And we'll do white for the buttons, throw a logo down here. Around the bezel, we're going to put the XBOOK Duo logo on the bezel itself, and then on the back side of it, at the top of the case, we'll do a logo with the vinyl sticker of it, not a backlit one up there. And then on the sides of it, we are going to do those Xbox 360, Xbox One, given whose side is which here. How we're going to do that, we're basically going to take all the logos, put them on sheets of vinyl here. Now, since it's two different colors, you want it to all line up. So that's what these blue registration marks are. I'll be able to cut the vinyl, like I will cut all the black. I will cut all the black at first, all the green, like that. I'll cut all that for one with the registration marks. Then I'll cut all the black, like that, with the registration marks. And we can put them together, which I'll show you guys in a few. We'll do that with all these little logos along with the big main logo. So I'm going to send these over to the vinyl plotter, and we'll get cutting. So as you can see here, the plotter is actually cutting out the logos in the green vinyl. All it's doing is actually cutting them out, and I have to go and peel the unwanted vinyl when it's done. I'm going to do greens and blacks. All right, so this is after I get the vinyl off the plotter. Like I said, it just cut the lines. So now you have to peel back what you don't want. So just kind of grab it, peel, do it slowly. You don't want to peel off what you do want on accident. They usually do a pretty good job. So then you kind of come in here and pull out the sides as well. I'm going to do this to all the green and all the black right now. And then using these registration marks, we're going to put it all together. Like so. And put it back on, like so. Now all the colors line up, as you can see. So now we got multicolored vinyl. It's good. As you can see, one of the X-books are missing their O's. That's why we do more than one. And there you go. I'm going to do the same thing for the big vinyl and then cut out the white ones for the buttons, and then I'll come back and show you how you guys will be applying. Alright guys, as you can see, I got the big XBOOK Duo logo abstract thing here. Now we're going to put on the other ones, which you guys saw. So that's going to be the one of those we go right here. So just clean it with alcohol, the acrylic, just to get all any kind of gunk off. Kind of just do this by eye. It's probably not perfect, but at least getting close. And just kind of, just like any car window decal you put on a car, like that, same stuff. I love the colors. Alright guys, well you just saw this XBOOK Duo being built from scratch, pretty much from nothing to what you see here. This is definitely a prototype unit that I made kind of for myself, proof of concept, just to say I could do it. I'm not really planning on mass producing these at all. It was just kind of, this is just a one of a kind. I just wanted to try some new things, some new graphics, obviously put an Xbox 360 and a One inside one of these Xbooks, and do some cool logos, backlit things, just things I've been kind of thinking about what I'd want for mine. Yeah, check out my other video. There should be a link down here below me. I'll do a demonstration on it, just like my other two ones, just for fun. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching. That's how I build an XBOOK. Most XBooks are built the exact way you just saw. And also, guys, please subscribe to my channel. That helps me a lot. It gives me subscribers and viewers. I'm always putting up new projects, things I'm doing, whether it's XBooks or Jeep projects or just any kind of random project like that. It helps. I'd just like to say thanks to also my buddy Sean, who's doing all the videotaping, Sean Robinson. That's a shout out to you. And thanks for watching, guys.